most people want to do things in a linear way, and they want a straight path to their destination. And that's great. That's great. A lot of people get there. They always have a plan. They have all the steps they need to take in order to get there, and they follow through with that plan. And even if certain things don't work out the way that they do to the T, they always have a bunch of side paths that they have anticipated in order to help them get back to the primary path and keep themselves on that linear way forward. But a lot of times that isn't the case. Things don't always work out the way that you want them to, for better or for worse. And quite frankly, it can be frustrating. It can feel lonely. It can make you feel understood. And primarily, it can make you feel like you don't have control over anything. And I know a lot of us are control freaks. We always have to have control over everything, even things that we clearly can't control. But that's why today we're going to be talking about surrender and how surrendering actually makes it easier for you to control things, as crazy as that may sound. So, without further ado, let's get started with the video. Hello all, my name is Keyshawn, and I am the owner, founder, and designer of Chasmic, Desist, a clothing brand dedicated to illustrating mental and emotional health issues through art and poetry, but also providing my own unique thoughts and experiences on how to heal. Now, today's video is going to be about surrender, specifically surrendering in terms of your journey, your path, how you approach life. Not everything in life is going to be linear. There's going to be a lot of pathways, a lot of branches. Life is more like a tree rather than a straight road. So, and even though that's frustrating, for some reason, sometimes it's necessary for it to be nonlinear, and which is why it's important to accept things and surrender in order to have control, which is paradoxical, but I will explain shortly. But before I explain, I want to make sure that you guys know that the Chasmic Desist website exists. So somewhere here, I'll put the little spiel of me running it down. But if you go to the Chasmic Desist website, you'll find all of the designs, all of the art, all the poetry. You'll find some unique videos that I have for each design that illustrate, different aspects of it. You'll also find all the clothing that the designs are on, as well as, links to my social media, the YouTube channel. I'll have giveaways posted there sometimes. There's a blog there that helps me explain, brand updates, some more like philosophical things, some more of my own personal thoughts about things that can't really be explained thoroughly in videos. But also, if I feel like I have to explain a video more, a blog post will be there to, illuminate things a little bit more. Other than that, there are a few more like subtle things on the website that you might be able to catch, you might not be able to catch. But there are a lot of secrets there, a lot of cool things there. So if you're an intellectual, if you're an artist, if you love poetry, if you love delving into like the nooks and crannies of things, this website is definitely going to be for you, and the Chasmic Desist store will definitely be for you. So without further ado, let's continue. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this in a video is because, you know, sometimes things don't go your way, not the way that you want them to. You know, for a long time, I have tried to be on a linear path, just like this step, then the next step, then the next step, and the next step, and the next step. Just keep upgrading, and just like this, just keep going up levels, levels, and levels. And you know, for a long time that worked for me. That worked for me, and then one day it just stopped. It stopped working for me. It stopped working for me. I couldn't level up the exact same way I wanted to. It felt like no matter what I did, no matter what I do, just roadblocks being put in front of me to stop me from going in the direction that I wanted to go. Even if like the steps that I wanted to take were full of integrity. Even if they were well thought out, I had a plan. I did as much as I could, but you know, and even if, you know, life gets in the way, because life gets in the way, sometimes it makes you stop, makes you take you know, side paths, makes you go on tangents. But I could never seem to go back to the way things were. And, you know, that's incredibly frustrating sometimes, because you're like, this has worked for me since forever. And all of a sudden it stops. Why? What am I doing wrong? What did I do to these people? What did I do to those people? Do I need to do more? But in reality, sometimes it's really nothing that you did. Most of the time it's just something that needs to happen. And quite frankly, it can be, like I said, frustrating, but it can make you feel lonely, because when things aren't going the way, you know, they're supposed to, or the way they usually did, the way that people expect, people think that you're doing something wrong, you're not trying hard enough, think you're being lazy, they think you don't care, they think that should probably be doing something else, like it's no longer working for you, even if you've done all this work and you have all these accolades to prove that, you know, things have been working. So it's like all of a sudden, when things don't exactly pan out the way that they've always panned out, and they don't meet their expectations, all of a sudden, like, the level of belief they have in you, not for everybody, but for some people, just drops. Just so drastically or exponentially. And no matter how hard you try, sometimes they just can't believe. They just don't believe that you're trying or that you care. And it seems like no matter what you do, how hard you try to explain, it doesn't work in terms of making them believe in you the way that you believe in you. And this is not to say that, you know, everybody's against you. No. It's to say that, like I've said many times before, everyone's not going to understand you and your path. Excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, confirmation burps. Yeah, everyone's not going to understand you and your path. You may not understand you and your path, which is often true when you're working on yourself. But I think the main thing to concern yourself with is ensuring that you keep moving forward, even if the path is nonlinear, even if it goes this way and that way and do's whatever, if it's not working the way it used to, there's probably a reason why. The more that you highlight things within yourself, from my experience, the more that you highlight things within yourself, the more that you work on yourself, life seems to reward you. As crazy as it sounds, life seems to reward you with things not working the way it used to anymore. Now, why is that? Well, the reason why is because those things worked for you because you are not who you are now. You haven't. Back then, you weren't working on yourself like that. You weren't working on your inner reality. You weren't working on accepting yourself, understanding yourself, going through your flaws, sifting through all the bad stuff, understanding them. You weren't as concerned as you are now with elevation, elevating your awareness, your consciousness, your level of understanding of people. And you weren't focused on reaching such a different level than you used to focus on. And as a reward, life is just like, okay, no more linear path for you. You're going to go a different way that matches where you are now. And in hindsight, now that makes perfect sense. But while it's happening, you're like, why isn't what I'm doing working? I'm a better person. I'm improving. The things that I have done before, even though they've been like at a lower state of awareness and elevation in terms of, myself and what I'm doing, it was still a good path. And so why isn't it working, especially now that I'm so much better than I used to be? So it's like, it's frustrating. It can feel like the world's against you. It can make you feel depressed. It can really force you to ponder even more. And it sucks, just to be frank. Just if you want to sum it all up, it sucks. All right? You just feel misunderstood. You feel lonely. You feel like you don't know what's happening. You're like, God, I wish something would work. You're just like, something work, please. Just something work. But it's like, maybe it doesn't work because you're not allowing it to work. Maybe it doesn't work because you're not allowing it to work. And, the reason that makes sense is because, new things, when they're growing, when they're blooming, need room to grow. They need room to grow. Like your flower, for example. Every time, a flower or a plant or a tree, like a tree, every time it grows, the roots expand, right? Like if you're in a pot, you need a bigger pot. Every time your roots get bigger and bigger and bigger, you need an even bigger pot, and an even bigger one, and an even bigger one. And then sometimes you outgrow like where you're at. So you just outgrow where you're at. And so the same things just don't work for you anymore. But it's just like when you're in the same pot that you've always been in, but your roots keep expanding, things are not going to work for you anymore because you can't fit that niche anymore. You can't do it. It's just not going to work for you because you're at a much higher level than you used to be. So what ends up happening is that you're just gonna push and push and push and push like the boundaries, the very edges of that little pot that you're in until you either break that pot or, if you're in the soil, you break break the roots of everything else and continue to grow. But that growth doesn't happen until, either somebody helps you if you're in a pot, or if, excuse me, oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Or it doesn't happen until, and it doesn't happen until you release control, right? Because as a plant, unless you're a magical plant, you can't really move on your own. So you need help. So in order for you to get that help and to be more in control of where you go, you need to surrender. You need to stop vying for control, because you can't control everything. You can only control how you feel and how you approach things. And I think that's what really matters. Yeah, that's what really matters. Sorry for the pauses. This is also helping me to remind myself that I need to surrender and accept things. Before we continue with this video, let's take a journey through the Chasmic Desist website, where I not only had the chance to take all of your money, but also show you guys what it really means to be part of this beautiful community of ours and grow together. When you go to the website, you'll be met with all the new happenings, different pathways to explore your inner reality, like your inner song, how you harmonize, and even how you gift yourself. We'll delve into what our roles are, my own subconscious and brand updates, each design's unique poetry, illustrations, and even how you can illustrate yourself. You'll find chances to win something and even realign yourself if you ever get lost along the way. Before I continue, and then the video's going to be rounding out soon. When I say surrender, and I want to emphasize this, when I say surrender, I don't mean give up. That's not what I mean. When I say surrender, I mean being still, accepting that things aren't working right now. They're not going to work the way they used to anymore. Just accepting that fact and accepting that new things are waiting for me. But really accepting and understanding. Like, the key is understanding the reasons why I need to just be still and be patient. Because no matter what I do, what I say, if things aren't working for me because of how I've grown, they're just never going to work for me. So, that's really it. Just surrender, accept, understand why, and then keep moving forward. You may not be able to move forward the way that you used to, but frankly, you'll move forward in a way that's way better than it used to be. And for your patience, for your understanding, for your lack of like control freakiness, you will be rewarded extremely handsomely. So I guess that's it. Usually I leave, things on with a few last words, so I'll try for this one. So to summarize everything in conclusion, just because things aren't working for you, it doesn't mean that you're a failure. You've been on the right path this whole time, and you'll continue to be on the right path, even when things are seemingly falling apart. The only reason why things are falling apart is because you're growing. And you want to grow. So subconsciously, or not for you, life is putting you in a better position to grow in the way that fits you, in order to grow in a way that fits the elevated version of you. And that's really the crux of it all. But it doesn't do that unless you just surrender and stop trying to escape like their life's grasp, because life is trying to help you. People are trying to help you. So once you stop like combating everything, you'll be taken to where you need to be taken in order to succeed. You'll be taken to where you want to be, to where you need to be, once you surrender all of your control and just let them carry you or guide you to where you should be now that matches you. So basically, the more you try to seek control, the less control you have. Because just like most people, life does not like being told what to do all the time, because they will rebel and they won't do anything. Just like teenagers and other people who just hate authority. So just think about it. If you don't like authority, life doesn't always like authority. And other people don't really like authority that much. They don't always be like told what to do and how to do it and when to do it. If you just accept things how they are and you allow things to happen naturally, it'll happen. Because people in life are given room to breathe and room to help you properly. Excuse me. So I guess that's the end of the video. Please remember what I said. Keyshawn, remember what you say. Because it is truly important to surrender in order to have more control. In the context of what I just said, obviously, don't be dumb, don't be silly, don't misread things. With that, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Watch some of my other videos. They're really interesting. They're really cool, really good. You might find something in there that really fits you, that really helps you. Obviously, please go to the website to go look at the blog, the designs, the poetry, the art, the clothes for income purposes. Thank you. And ask me questions. Don't forget that we're all in this together. As much as Chasmic Desist is about me growing, it's about you growing as well. So it's best for me not to forget that, and it's best for you not to forget that. So without further ado, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Next time, I don't know what's gonna happen next time, but I know it'll be good. So, so I'll just accept it. So peace, love y'all. I'll see y'all soon.